Well, fellas, this is the first of many little podcasts here. So we're gonna be smoking and talking like we always do. Nothing new, nothing different. This is how we are, like we always been.
Man, that's all you ever do is talk, brother.
That is true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, okay. Ralph ever running off with his mouth, you know what I mean? But I'm glad this is impromptu. That way we don't have to worry about no titles, you know what I'm saying, or nothing. Kay, how your day was, man?
Man, it was a great day, brother. Got even better once I walked in Ashes, man, and was able to get me a nice little drink and vibe from the bathroom and be with good company, good brothers.
We got Andy's birthday this week. Birthday boy in the house, man. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Andy, man, to the good life, my brother.
Cheers.
I appreciate that, Jody, with the thermos. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to Andy, not you. You know, even though I think both of y'all from the islands or, you know, whatever. You know. Okay, we were talking about some deep stuff this weekend.
Yeah, man.
And I think we started off, we were talking about, we got a little scripture based, you know what I'm saying, on it this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
You know, man. So, you know, usually in the cigar line, we don't really be talking about no scripture stuff. But we're talking about the curse, you know what I'm saying, of the woman, right? So, you know, when Adam and Eve were cursed in the garden. So, Ralph didn't understand, but what I was saying was Eve was cursed twice, right? She was cursed first. They said she was going to have labor, childbirth was going to be painful, right? And the second one was she was going to have a desire for a man. But when you study it biblically, it says that her desire was going to be for the man, meaning that she wanted to be a man, right? She wanted a man's position, right? And it's funny because we just give up our position, you know, all the time. And, you know, I'm so glad, man, for age, man, where it seems as though, even though they're trying to emasculate us, you know, it seems as though that we're getting back to manhood, you know, and I kind of like that. That's why we come to the lounge. That's why we, you know, that's why we're here. That's why we talk here. You know, we try to escape. But at the same time, you know, we really want to escape, you know what I'm saying, in the arms of our ladies, but they so busy trying to be men. You know, I mean, it just get kind of rough. So now I got to be here with y'all.
I have to say one thing though, like I'm thankful for, because you know the whole point of fellowship is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to sit down and learn something new. You talk, you listen, you learn something. You're never too old to learn something. And I was thankful when he brought that up. I was like, I never thought of it that way. And when you do, it explains so much. You know, it explains so much when you think about it. You know, you're looking, I'm thinking, and I'm happy that you brought that up and I learned something. And you know what, to me, that's a fruitful day. When you come and you learn something, you go home learning something new. I don't know about you, but I feel accomplished. You know, because that's the whole purpose of us, you know, coming here and get together and talk and do what we do. And it was I was very happy about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. I think that's one of the perks of coming into this lounge. You know, we can debate, we can talk about a multitude of things, but typically, once the conversation's done, you know, we all leave out of here on the same level. You know, the same way we came in. You know, we greet each other, we walk out of here, you know, agreeing to disagree. But I will tell you this right here, you know, my brother, you know, he has oftentimes, even in different settings, reminded me of the scripture and how the world that we live in now, you know, nothing is new under the sun. You know, so everything that's happening right now, you know, has already happened before. You know, unfortunately, most people aren't willing to really, you know, take heed to the signs that are going on, you know, things that are going on around them. But, you know, he's absolutely right about that. We've had some of our best conversations, but not in settings like this. It was out in the backyard, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, you know, with the dogs staring at us and smoking a stick and enjoying a drink. So, you know, but this is the spot, man. You know, it certainly attracts people, and you know, regardless of how heated a debate can get,
And it should.
These cigars, this tobacco always seems to bring everybody back to a neutral spot, you know, before we depart.
Yeah, man. I think it's the great equalizer when you come to think about it, right? So, you know, we talking cigars, but it's an equalizer to the point where, Jody, you might be able to tell me a little bit, but I believe in Europe, right? When you go to the lounges in Europe, you know, they force you to take the band off of the cigar.
Right.
And the reason that they do that is because everybody be equal, you know? Because you know how we got labor whores? They're talking about, oh man, yeah, I'm smoking a Placencia, and I got,
What's wrong with that?
yeah, I got I'm smoking one too, but you know, like I'm not a labor whore, but you know, oh man, that's nothing. I got me a
1926
I got a 1926 Padron,
Yeah.
you know, man, and stuff like. It don't matter what you're smoking, man. We here just to have a good time, you know. The price doesn't matter, so. Oh man, you good? Well, see, cause we got Jody in there, and all he smoke is $100 and up cigars. You know what I mean? Top brands. You know, he's branded. You know. Then you got Baltimore. He on a budget. You know what I mean? So he's what you on, Baltimore?
Fixed income, boss.
Fixed income. He's on a fixed income. So he's only smoking, you know what I'm saying, cigars, you know what I'm saying, like that to fit his income. So, you know, but you know, we don't want to be labor whores, man. We don't want to do that. We want to, you know, everybody to enjoy, you know, say what it is that they're doing, so we can just relax, man. Cause one thing about it, this ain't the place to judge.
No.
You know what I mean? Cause you got some dumb people, you know what I'm saying, that come through, you know, with some really crazy opinions and things like that, man. But you know, I mean, everybody entitled to their own opinion. You know what I
I
mean?
want to say one thing about cigars. It's a brotherhood. I don't care where you go in this great country of ours. If you're a cigar smoker, another cigar smoker will come up to you and say, hey, what are you smoking? It's that brotherhood of groups of men and some women, but majority of men that can sit down and just relax, smoke a cigar, have a conversation, have a great time.
Yeah, boss. Well, how was your day, boss?
Well, hold on, man. Balti playing with us, man, because that's the most intelligent he ever sounded.
I know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you pronounced it word almost like you practice, man. And we, man, that's ridiculous.
Was there a
man.
script, Balti?
Well, I'm doing pretty good for 5 years of high school. You know what I mean?
But no, you're right though, because when I did my travel, and all the states I had to go to, right? So I was the Friendsgiving Cigar Lounge.
Right.
You're absolutely right. It didn't matter where you were. If I was the only black guy in there, it didn't matter.
Right.
Once you smoking a stick, hey, what you smoking, man? Where you from? Everybody was, very cordial. Everybody treated you good, bought you drinks, everything like that. So yeah, cigars, it does bridge the gap. Yeah.
Right.
It does bridge the gap.
From what I understand, only 3% of the population do this.
3%.
Yeah, 3%. You know what I mean? So you look at it, man. You know, I mean, that's a few million people. You know what I mean? You know, talk about the total population. That's a few million people, but really, it's a small group of us. You know, when you see a group of people outside smoking, they smoking weed, or cigarettes, or whatever, and about 2 or 3 cigar smokers be off to the side looking at them like, man, you know, y'all missing out. You know what I mean? But that's.
I think that changed since the pandemic, man. We done, and you got, I mean, since we started going out to different places smoking, man, you got so many people now. Hey, let me get a cigar. That number gotta be changed.
Nah, man, that number ain't changing, man.
You guys don't mind being phone?
That number.
When you guys talk, I'll be able to get clips, and I'll be able to add it to the full video. So like their point of view, I'll have in and out. If you guys want to switch in and out, at any point, it's all good as long as everybody's okay with being videoed.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And another thing too is interesting you say that because a lot of little young dudes that I know now see me smoke cigars. If I see them on the park, hey, can I get a cigar? You smoke cigars? Like, yeah, man, we let that weed alone. We smoke cigars now. I'm like, okay, no problem. Today I was at Nigga Soup. I'm sorry, Hard Rock. Black chick walked by with a cigar. Smoking. I said, yeah. I smoke cigars.
That was Booker.
No, I wasn't Booker. She from New Jersey.
Yeah, all right.
What was the name?
I
Oh yeah, I bet you got all that.
She was on New Jersey.
But she watching all this.
But she was like,
That
yeah,
just
she's like,
started.
yeah, I smoked cigars for like 6 years.
Right.
You know, we exchange information, everything like that.
So you got number there, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Hey, that's the moral. That's the moral of the story right there. Hey, that's real play right there. Yeah.
Beat around the bush.
Yeah. That's real
That's why
play.
his name Dirt.
Yeah, you was trying to holler. You know what I mean? You supposed to. Oh yeah. Okay.
What's
Okay.
he putting evidence on
Yeah.
on the man?
But here's the thing. He ain't bringing him.
No, cigar. What you say? Welcome to it.
You invited him here?
Ralph, what you
You
said?
invited him here?
Why you putting evidence on the man?
No,
On
I
film.
have no
See
idea.
me while I'm on it.
We don't even know if it was really
You gonna see?
Hey.
Now you talking about we gonna see her in the morning, boy. Ain't that about something, man?
Baltimore straight kissed one, so hey.
Uh-huh.
You didn't know.
Well, I didn't know. Because I was one of them, what do you call transvestites?
The who?
Transvestites, that's what I call them. I'm old school.
Yeah.
I'm old school
What
from
you call it, Boston?
transvestites. Now I'm old school from, my generation is, Richard Pryor, Archie Bunker, Red
What that got
Fox.
to do with you kissing the transvestite, man? Come on.
Well, goddamn, I didn't know, damn it. She didn't have no big feet, no big throat, lump in the throat or nothing. How the hell do I know?
Did you like it?
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, he had a good time with that.
Taste out of your mouth.
You ain't
You
lying.
smoke a good cigar, would have took all that taste out of your mouth.
That's
But yeah,
okay.
could that number's changed. It had to have changed.
I don't know, man. Like I said, because you go places, even now when you go to all the different, lounges and stuff, they're not packed. Like most cigar lounges, I think, man, honestly, in certain cities where the women go to cigar lounges, and man, I'm not trying to disrespect women or anything because I don't know every woman in the world. But I'm like, man, you there, but you doing something. You trying to find, you want to go with a man at. You know what I mean? With a real man at.
They do that regardless. It
Yeah,
don't have to be about cigars.
but my point is, you know what I'm saying, those lounges are packed, but not everybody in there smoking.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go to cigar lounge, if it's a full liquor lounge, man, it's a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot, me and Kato, we sit there sometime, man, we go to some places and it's 100 people there, right? Man,
3 y'all smoke.
2 hours, we done seen maybe 3 people go in the humidor, 5 people, one of them left, and it's about 6 or 7 people smoking. Because some of them have brought their own stuff.
Outside of Miami, you know,
Huh?
that's outside of Miami.
No, that's in Miami.
In Miami.
That's in Miami. Yeah, that's in Florida.
That's the new cigar
If you go to Georgia or up and outside, I think more people smoke.
So
Yeah.
you make a point there because I'm from the South. I'm from Mississippi. I really didn't recognize how many cigar lounges there were in the South until I started smoking. So when I started going back home to family reunions and my nephews started seeing me, I don't think I have a nephew right now that doesn't smoke cigars. But also when you go back and Alvin highlighted this to me, when you go in a place and they have more liquor than they have cigars, that's a bar.
Yeah.
This is a cigar lounge. This is a lounge. This is where you come, you relax. You can have conversations, man. We watch football. We do our thing. Hell, we have movie night here.
Right.
Where else can you go that they say they actually have movie night?
Yeah, that's true.
But we come in, you light up because you can't smoke in your house. You can't do things at home. So we come here, you enjoy those benefits. But I'm telling you right now, he's absolutely right. I know this places like that. They don't have the inventory. They have the aesthetics. Everything looks great. It's like when we did the event at Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And these guys pull up in this nice trailer, enclosed trailer. It was basically a cigar lounge. But the first thing I did when I walked inside was I looked at the inventory.
Like that small little glass case.
Right.
But where was everybody at? Where was everyone standing? They were standing over by our booth.
You know, man, yeah.
Because we had the inventory. Yeah, it was pretty. It looked nice, but at the end of the day, they can't afford to buy the tobacco because they've invested so much money in the trailer and aesthetics and things that don't matter.
Well, that's like in Atlanta, man. I went in that cigar lounge and, bro, the place was beautiful. I mean, live band, everything. And I walked in the lounge and I saw not one cigar that I recognized. And that's a shame.
Right.
Well, that could be the region too, because like we consider ourselves big time cigar smokers here in Florida, right? But remember, we the mecca of cigars.
Of course.
Yeah. But man, look, I went to Texas. Man, Texas has a different type of inventory.
Yeah.
Well,
And I tasted some of them, man. They were pretty good, but I've never heard of that in my life.
but you gotta go through. I went to Atlanta and I smoked a cigar that tastes like somebody chipped up a pallet and rolled it in a cigar, right? The lounge was nice.
Right.
But they had nothing I had ever heard of. Well,
Yeah.
You can go and have the nicest lounge. You can have women all out. You have live band. You can have that full liquor bar that, you know, the humidor's glass. I walked in there and I'm looking around like I was lost.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the
But the thing about it is those aren't cigar smokers.
Right.
Those are people that just go out for entertainment. You know, it's like the folks that you see now that go to the NBA games. You know, they go to NFL games. They don't even know the rules to the game. You know, but they're in there.
They got more money than me.
And they're courtside.
They got more money than me.
So for cigar smokers like us, I smoke cigars in the morning. I smoke cigars after lunch. I smoke cigars after work. You know,
To work.
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a difference, you know, because you remember back when the arena was down, it was in the hood, and when you could go to a Heat game for $20, $25. Guess what? That was for the cigar. That was for the basketball fans. You know, but now,
You got lounges,
Right.
clubs, and all that.
exactly. So you
All
know,
lounges are the same way now.
you can make the same comparison to this right here.
But you know, another great thing that some actors and athletes brung it out. One was Arnold Schwarzenegger, brung it out.
Who?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey man, you racist, man. What you
He
said?
brung out cigars.
Hey man, say that again, man.
What's his name?
Hey, you better be careful.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nigger.
When you said that, I did.
Bro, the man like, no, they playing game, bro. It's Schwarzenegger.
Baltimore, they know Baltimore.
Yeah, man, come on, bro. You need to pronounce your words right,
I
man.
know how many years you went
That's
out.
why you're not always welcome here,
I
man.
all went to 5 years of high school. I can't help myself on that. But the other gentleman that brung it out, and he's a multi-billionaire, is Mr. Michael Jordan. And when I seen his biography on TV,
Pronounce that
the
right.
best part that I like it when he was in the hotel and they told him they couldn't smoke cigars. He goes, now you couldn't smoke cigar in your room, and he goes, now we do. I love that part.
Because he could probably buy the whole thing.
Well, see,
Yeah. No, he got enough money the way he can pay. Hey, you know they charge that fee? Man, I go to the hotel, but hey, you know, 'cause some hotel they got the balcony, right?
Yeah.
But they still like this. They say it's a non-smoker. But I go out to the balcony and I get, you know, they always got like a coffee cup or something in there. I get a coffee cup and some water. I get out on the balcony, I smoke, and then I put everything in the bag tied up and I take it out myself, just in case they start snitching. But ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna get a hotel room with a nice balcony, a nice view, and not sit outside. Yeah, I done paid.
Look at how many places we go to where they can smoke cigarettes all day. They can have cigarette smoking, they can smoke weed, and guess what? As soon as you light a cigar,
Somebody's gonna
come over and tell you, oh, you can't smoke that in here. Come on, man. We know, all of us have been through that.
But that's the one thing that pisses me off here in Miami. They have that a lot. Like I've been to a place. What's the name of that place in Wynwood? No, there's a little place in Coyo Taco. Inside Coyo Taco in the back on Wednesday or Thursday, they have like this reggae thing, and the back is separated by not a door, but like a curtain. So when you move the curtain, you get hit by a smoke. You get high immediately from they smoke so much weed back there. So I remember one time I went in there, I pull up I see everybody's smoking, so I pull up my cigar and I start smoking. And somebody come to me and say, "Excuse me, sir, you can't smoke that here."
But you can smoke.
I said, "What do you mean I can't smoke that here?" I turn around and at the same time he's telling me that, somebody else is lighting up a joint. I'm like, so we telling me I can't smoke this, but they can smoke weed?
You smoke both anyway, right?
No, I don't.
You do smoke weed. Oh, here we go with the big. Hey, come on, man.
I don't.
So you don't smoke weed no more.
I don't smoke weed.
So you never smoke weed.
I have smoked weed in my life before.
Oh, boy, here we go. Here we go. When was the last time you smoked weed?
Yesterday?
How many days has it been since you smoked weed?
How many years?
How many days has it been since you smoked weed? Years can come in the days. How many days has it been?
Or 1,000.
He ain't got no job, and then like I can't say I smoke weed. I'm still working. You know what I mean? I can't say I do.
I can if I wanted to. I just don't. I just choose not to.
Alright.
It's not like I don't have to.
I know somebody who does.
Why you gonna look at me?
Not you.
Andy.
Huh?
I know.
Yeah, he don't mind. But, oh, you know what? Don't put him on camera because he's looking for a job right now. last thing in the world he need for his employer to find out he's smoking weed. You know what I mean?
I'm smoking weed for sure.
Baltimore don't smoke weed.
Me too in Winwood, Ralph.
Say what?
Happened to me in Winwood. Me and Boogie was at this spot in Winwood. At the bar. Lit my cigar up. Bartender, hey, can't smoke. I said, what you mean? I said, you can't smoke that there. I said, why not? The smell. I said, the smell. I said, well, hold on. She's smoking weed. He rolling a joint. He's smoking weed, but I can't smoke this. She said, no, the smell. I said, so you telling me the smell of this is worse than the weed? You know what I told her? I said, hold on one second. Lit my cigar. Blew in her face. I said, give me 1 second. I'm going downstairs and get the police. Bring him upstairs and ask him, can I smoke legal or illegal? And see what he said. Oh, no, sir. No problem. No problem. You can smoke it.
So you did the right thing, man. But I'm gonna tell you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Remember what happened to us?
Yep.
Man, we doing an event.
Right.
I don't think I can say the name of the place. I don't want to put nobody out there, but we doing an event in the hood, right?
Yeah.
So we get there. This time it was a birthday party. It wasn't even a regular night that we were working. It was a birthday party. So we get there. So they had laid out this, the fake carpet because it's an outside event.
Yeah, the turf.
So they got the turf, you know what I'm saying, at the venue and everything. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, we setting up. So the guy goes, how many ashtrays you got? I'm like, we got a few here and there, blah, blah. He talking about, because everybody that buys a cigar needs an ashtray. I said, look, man, I don't have enough ashtrays for everybody that's going to buy a cigar. I said, but we'll strategically place some and blah, blah. So then, man, this cat, he tells me, well, if there's any burn spot on this carpet, you're going to have to pay for it.
On the turf.
On the turf.
Yeah.
Look at this, man. I said, man, you crazy? I said, they smoking weed around here? They got cigarettes over here. I'm just telling you. Oh, no problem, brother. I went and got the brother whose birthday it was. I said, man, I apologize, man, but it looks like I'm going to have to leave. You know what I'm saying? I packed my stuff up, man. I got up out of there. Me and Kato, we got up out of there. We left, man, because here it is. You playing game. It's always some kind of discrimination when it comes to cigar smoke.
About cigars, I don't understand the problem with that.
You know, it's crazy, man.
I don't understand the problem.
You know what's crazy? I went to the beach and I lit up a cigar at the beach and they told me I had to put it on. What?
Well, that was a while ago. That was before the new law.
The law has changed now.
Now it's changed.
Bro, DeSantis, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? They passed a law earlier this year, right? That cigars are the only thing that can be smoked at the beach and public parks. The only thing that's legal. But you know why, right?
It's made of leaf.
Huh?
That's
it.
illegal to smoke a cigar on the beach.
Well,
Yeah.
on the beach,
No, it's not. It's not anymore.
No more.
And the reason why is because once you finish with this cigar, it's that that's what it is. It's just a leaf. It disintegrates. But what happened is the cigarette, they leave what? They leave those butts. You know what I mean? And then it makes the beach look filthy. Because everything is everywhere. So now we getting some love now. You know what I'm saying? Finally, and I guess it's happening in some other states. You know what I'm saying too. So of course they're Republican states, but. Yeah, we don't want to get into that. We don't want to get into that politics,
Getting back to certain restaurants, I smoke outside all the time. Sojo, Riconcito, my places that I go to, I sit outside. Now, one time I'm sitting outside, smoking my cigar, waiting for my dinner, relaxing, and I got 6 tables are open. This lady sits next to me. And I'm running my business. She goes, you don't mind if, you don't smoke your cigar? And I looked at her and I said, you ever thought about you moving down to another table? She didn't like what I said to her. You know what I mean? But I think she was looking for a little bit of
She was looking for a
Confrontation.
conversation or something else.
Confrontation.
That's called Karen.
No, that's called she being a goddamn bitch. Okay? In my old school terminology.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I get that.
Got up and went somewhere else. Go to another table. I'm sitting outside. If you don't like it, go to another table or go inside. I'm outside where legally I can smoke my cigar.
That's what you told her?
Told you it
I
changed.
told her like that, and then I say, hasta la vista, baby.
Well, you got that right. You guys are able to eat and then smoke and then eat, or you guys rather eat and then smoke?
I think, you know, we do both, right?
Yeah.
But if you're asking what's best,
After dinner.
it's after. Yeah, because sometimes, man, you get a whole.
What's best, an espresso, a double espresso,
Yes.
and a cigar?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I smoke.
That's what I said.
But you depending on the fullness, you know what I'm saying, the body of the cigar, you don't want to smoke before you eat.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's some cigars right now, I mean, instantly, you gonna get, you know, you gonna get it. I mean, bro, look, me and my brother right here, we smoked a cigar one day. We went, you know, matter of fact, your former place of employment, right? So we picked, we picked up some Lanceros at that. So we were sitting right where Jody and Eric sitting, right? And we were smoking the cigar, right? Man, that thing was so strong, man. You'd have thought we were two sisters in here, man. We were like this here, head to head, man. Knocked out, right? Hey, man, that thing, we didn't eat or that. I mean, we were done, you know?
My first one was a Maduro.
Uh-huh.
First ever cigar from them.
Uh-huh.
And I smoked the Maduro. I was 19, and I drove my car was thick. I go to the parking lot. I was at the end of work. I sat in my car for 30 minutes. I was like, I can't drive. I remember just being
From a
like,
cigar.
Yeah, from a cigar. And I was like, that's it. I found the cheat code. I don't have to drink that much. I can just smoke a
So
cigar.
right.
Just have a drink.
But see, a lot of people don't realize that because they say, no, cigars don't do nothing. You inhale, you blow it out. I said, nah, you're missing the whole point.
Well, the reason for that is that there's about 3 or 4 reasons for you to get lightheaded when you smoke a cigar. One is like you guys are speaking, is on an empty stomach, right? Second can be the humidity, right? Then also smoking fast or in
Right.
So those are the 4 main things that will get you lightheaded. That's why it is always good to come to a lounge where it's AC, the conditions are right, you can actually sit and enjoy a cigar. Cigar is actually meant for relaxation.
Right.
So some people take it and they smoke and they just puff it like rapid.
They
But
chain smoke,
it was really meant like what we're doing right now. Sit down, have a conversation, enjoy a cigar, a drink, and that's really what it's meant for.
But it gets a bad rap though, Joe, because you know when you said it right, you look at it. You talking about cigarette smokers, right? They go to relax and everything, but there's chemicals in that. You know what I'm saying? So people get that misinformation about nicotine, even to where the feds want you to put it on the cigar labels now. The Surgeon General warns against that. Everything is hazardous to your health, man. Breathing right now is hazardous. You know what I'm saying, to your health, right? So the thing about it though, you know, yes, there's nicotine in the cigar. Nicotine is a natural, you know what I'm saying, is a natural chemical,
If you
right?
actually take a cigarette,
Right.
light it, and you put it down, it's gonna burn all the way.
It's gonna burn all the way through.
If you put a cigar down, you would have to relight it.
Exactly. So the chemicals, you know what I'm saying, that are in the cigar is what make it addictive. How many days can you go without smoking a cigar?
So that's a difference right there.
Right. You could go a day, you could go week, right? You could go right. It's whenever you want to smoke it. You know what I'm saying? You smoke it. A cigarette smoker, man, they out there, man. Look, you can't get no work out of them.
Yeah.
They can't even work a full hour without having to go outside
Take a break.
and take a break and smoke a cigarette. So, you know, that's what it's the chemicals, you know, that make it, you know, unhealthy. But I will also say that, you know, a lot of people don't know, you can look it up. Cigars with the nicotine and everything, you know, that's involved in the product, it lowers your blood sugar. So that's what causes a lot of dizziness. You know what I'm saying, sometimes. So, you know, you sit down, you have a full body cigar, right? That's why in a lot of lounges, especially, you know what I'm saying, those that can afford it, you know, I try to get y'all some breath mints, but, you know what I mean, they have chocolate, you know what I'm saying, peanuts, you know what I'm saying, different things,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, trying to get you, you know what I'm saying, back, you know, to keep you there, put some sugar, you know what I'm saying, in your body. And, you know, when we have our little things, you know, our snacks and stuff like that, because, you know, you like, whoa, you know, you get up and you feel a little lightheaded and everything, so.
That's the best part.
The high that you get off a cigar is totally different from weed or pills,
yeah.
anything else. It's a slow high we get.
It's It's
I
not
mean,
It doesn't. It's
not
not
a
a
high. It's a downer. It's like a relaxation, you know.
It's lightheaded.
well, we
You
said,
sitting
well,
down, you smoke
lightheaded. It's not a
and
high.
you get up and you're like,
yeah, I smoke my LSD double heroin, man.
I guess.
One night.
I guess it's the best way to describe it to say a high, but it's not a
It's not
high.
a high. You get
Thank you. I
lightheaded,
don't wanna
but it's not
get
a
up,
high.
man.
I got on a motorcycle,
Thank you,
ride
brother.
back to the hotel, and I stopped, took a piss, and I got rid of that water. Man, I turned around, I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, whoa, I had to get this thing.
Yeah, you get like
And, you know,
dizzy.
yeah, but it's totally different. See, they knock it because they don't know. And the first time they jump out and get a cigar, they want to hit it hard. Okay, slow down. You know, grasshopper, you got to walk up to this. You can't, you know,
Well, that's why it's difficult for smokers with cigarettes to smoke cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Because they inhale.
They inhale, and that's
So
when
I'm an
it tears it up.
ex-cigarette smoker. I used to smoke a pack a day for a long
used to
time,
smoke.
but I quit a long time. Well, you came for me today, huh?
Yeah, he smoked everything, man.
No, I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I quit.
Weed is better than all of this, right?
Oh yeah, but I have smoking. I don't. Weed.
I know.
See the thing with weed. I've smoked weed when I was just or after I came out of the Marine Corps, and I was in New York.
So you were angry because you were
No,
Marine.
I go to a club. You know, when I smoke, I go to a club. I go to a reggae club, and we do like one of those one tile dance.
Okay.
I smoke. I take a puff of a joint, and you get on the dance floor, man.
What did you lace it with? Be honest.
Nothing.
Wait, can you describe the dance? Because some of the listeners might not know.
One time.
What's
Yeah.
a
Well, well, it's the dance, not the one tile. The dance is it's reggae. So
Show us.
rubber dub. It's called rubber dub. I'm not gonna show you nothing.
Well, you
It's-
can't
it's-
show us what the dance
It's
is.
rubber dub. It's called rubber dub.
Man, we don't understand.
It's
we
pretty
don't,
much. We pretty much. You get. It's very slow moving. You get the reason they call it one tile. You're so close to the woman, you and the woman will fit in one
Proximity.
tile.
It's
The
all about-
proximity.
yeah. Okay.
So pretty much, I would take one puff, and that's what it took. I
So
take
it's a
one
20
puff.
by 20 tile.
Not even 12 by 12. She wasn't that big.
We used to call that grinding back.
Grinding. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So you take one puff,
They don't have one
and
tile.
the thing is, like the minute that if you ask a woman to dance, if she agreed to dance with you, with that, you're taking her home that night, pretty much. So the weed, to me, I take the one puff, it put me in that mood where I forget everything. I'm concentrating on that tile, on that woman, and that was it. That was my only reason I smoked.
So let me ask you something, man.
No more.
You know,
Can you describe the woman as a piece of tile?
certain songs you can get a woman
I know.
to
Yeah.
go home with you. And the man is very
Wait,
white.
Bob, start over.
You gotta hit
Wait a
it.
minute.
What song?
You gotta hit
Hold
it.
on.
People want to know.
You gotta hit it.
You
Baltimore.
guys gotta know the song.
What are you talking about, man?
No, don't get him.
Go ahead, Bob.
The song to get a woman to dance with you slow, and I say 99% of the time she gonna go home with you. You get Mr. Barry White.
Okay, but what's the song?
What song?
Why y'all gonna put this man on the spot? That's how he broke
Then
his
Barry
ankle.
White. What song? What love got to do with it? That ain't
Barry
Man,
White.
get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with this cat, man?
Why y'all even doing this?
I don't even know why he did it to himself. He did it to himself, man. Come on, man.
That was Barry White song.
Hey, isn't it a woman that sings that?
Yeah, man.
First of all, it's a woman that sings that
I think
song.
it's Cyndi Lauper.
Cindy Lauper.
Who is that? What's
Tina
that
Turner.
got to do with Tina
Tina Turner.
Yeah, she white.
Tina Turner.
Yeah, she white. Yeah.
So you got the wrong person.
Well, don't make no
You even got the wrong gender.
Well, I got a black person, that's what counts.
Got no right there.
See what y'all about it?
Yeah, that's what happens, man. That's what happens,
And
man.
he ain't dead. That's how he broke his ankle.
That's how you know you're getting high off a cigar.
Omar done stuck in here and got quiet, man. Yeah, I got you, O. I got you.
No, but I just want to say a guy that smoked between 15 and 20 cigars a day,
I know who that is.
he was on the Johnny Carson show. And Johnny asked him, George, how many
George Burns.
cigars you smoke a day? 15 and 20. What do your doctor say? My doctor's dead. And that's a true story.
Well, how you smoke 15 to 20 cigars
Let me tell you something though, man. Go to the show. Man, one year, you know, I know we talk a lot about that in here, man. We gonna go here, we gonna go there, we don't never go. But if you go to the show, IPCPR, you know what I'm saying, whatever the cigar, you know what I'm saying, thing is in Vegas, right?
Oh, cigar show.
Right? You gonna smoke anywhere between 12 and 20 cigars.
A day.
That, yeah.
Well, doing the show.
Each day that you're there. Because look, you're gonna be walking around, the vendors are gonna be there, you're gonna smoke, right? Let's say you only go to 5 vendors. That's 5 cigars right there that you smoke, right? You're gonna go to lunch at the bar. They're gonna have cigars for you. That's 7 right there. You're gonna have 2 more, right? You're going out that night.
Right.
You know what I mean, right? Yeah. You're going out that night. You're gonna smoke about 2 or 3 more. That's 10. Then they got the after parties. 12, 1 in the morning. You're gonna have at least 1 or 2 cigars right there. You're gonna have it in with 12. You know what I mean? And when I came back, when I went the last time, man, I couldn't smoke for a week, man. I was smoked out. I was like, you know, that's all I did. I smoked. I literally. Now you might not do the whole thing when you do 20,
Right.
but you're gonna put all of those different blends, you know what I'm saying, in your mouth throughout that day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's the most we smoked in a day on the average.
I mean, I would say if we worked an event, if we worked an event and then if we worked an event and then came back into the lounge, I think we probably done about 6 or
I
7.
think when we did that pig though,
Oh, that was about 10.
that was about 10 that day, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
So we were out there
10.
cooking, man.
Pig take a long time.
Pig take a long time to
Because
cook, man.
we started smoking that morning around 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we ate breakfast. Then we just smoked all throughout the day. And then the last setting was, you know, with some scotch. And that was probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
And we were smoking outside.
Yeah.
Smoking
In the
Maduras.
sun. I think we wanted to take a nap, but we had to watch the pig.
Yeah. So,
laid head to head.
Yeah.
but the thing about it is, man, when you're having a good time like that, you don't even you time pass and you lose count, you know, of doing this, because like I said, it's just something that kind of goes hand in hand with the experience, you know, and especially if you got some good tobacco, and we always keep some good stuff around the house.
Stuff.
Yeah,
You know, man, some decent stuff.
Yeah, we always do that.
Another thing I get a lot of questions too is what's the best pairing of alcohol with cigar?
Well,
That's a good conversation
Yeah.
right there.
I like that. I like that, right? That you brought that up, because originally, right, cigars were paired with beer and wine. They were never paired, you know what I'm saying, with liquor. You know what I mean? But now, coffee also. Coffee came after. I'm not sure which one came first. I think it was the beer and wine from, you know what I'm saying, what I've studied, right? And then, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you have different coffees. And then, you know, of course, you know, in traditional fashion, we turned it out. You know what I mean? It's a nice whiskey or rum or cognac or, you know what I mean? All of these different things, right?
But that's what I was just
Right.
about to say. That it's a matter of taste.
It's a matter of taste.
It's a matter of taste. You know, like everybody got their own taste, because
Own palate.
yeah, you got your palate that you might like to smoke your $100 cigar, and the next person take that same $100 cigar and say, "Oh, this is trash,"
Right.
or vice versa. Somebody might smoke a trash cigar to you, but that to that person is the best cigar for them. So palate is palate. It's like that with wine. You know, you get some expensive wine. You know, any wine that costs over $100 is a good wine. But is any cigar really worth $100?
But you get a cheap one, and you might think it tastes good at $100.
Well-
Okay, but just like that, same with some cigars. You've had some trash. I've had a cigar that cost maybe $5, and at that time I needed to smoke a cigar, and it wasn't. We know we've had some violent cigars before. Some violent cigars, some cigars that you light that thing up, and you like, oh shit, what the hell? We done seen half a cigar sitting over there, a whole cigar, with somebody just, and then it's a certain night that you get one, and you may, okay, I want a house stick, and that house stick does it for you that night.
Yeah.
And you go to work. I go on a cruise. I take a whole bundle, and I take my humidor with some good cigars.
I don't really respect nobody that smoke one blend, man. Yeah,
Somebody
man.
that smoke what?
One blend.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
can.
you
That's
get those
great.
guys, you know, man. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what?
Yeah. But anyway, you get them guys, you know, they want that one, you know what I mean? It's like, it's boring. You know what I mean? To me, to me, you got to have at least 5. Because, like, remember what you said when you travel?
Yeah.
And you got somewhere you didn't recognize anything?
Yeah.
But there's always going to be something, you know what I'm saying, there that you can say, you know what, when all else fails, yeah, you know what I mean? So you got to have multiple, you got to have at least 5.
But when you go out of town, you go to a cigar lounge, how many of them trash cigars you want to pay for before you find something?
No, it's not about looking for them. I mean, you looking at the labels, man. You go inside they line. Look, AJ is everywhere.
I don't want to mention
Out to this is everywhere.
But you been
Right.
to this lounge up there, man.
No, but I'm just saying, there's certain brands that are everywhere
Yeah.
because, you know, it's just like when you open a magazine, right? Like you don't see certain cigars that we might have here. They're not going to be in the magazine, and you like it, you love it. You know what I mean? But you know, they don't have the money and the backing, you know what I'm saying, to be able to advertise, right? But like you go anywhere, you always gonna be able to find a Cohiba. You always gonna be able to find what's that? What's the other one? Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Romeo and
Yeah,
Juliet.
that's what I thought.
You
when
know,
I went to
man.
that lounge in Atlanta. Bro, I went to this lounge and I'm like, I'm walking, I'm thinking, I had to back up and scan this thing again. I'm like, wait a minute, I saw nothing.
So when you went to this lounge in Atlanta, man, was everybody wearing tight pants?
I don't know.
So you might have been in the wrong place,
I
man.
don't know.
I just want to say,
It was Atlanta, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was Atlanta,
It was
right?
ATL, right? Oh, okay,
okay.
all right.
I'm just making sure.
What's going on camp?
I just want to say Atlanta got a lot of faggots over there too.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
I just told
I just want to say, you know, I'm old school, but for me, for cigars that I like, you can't go wrong with the man. It's AJ Fernandez. To me,
AJ Carver.
Well, but you got, but that's you. You got a whole
I like
lot.
that.
Your personal-
I like that. Jody came back on that mother.
You on a lot of medication. You probably, you know, that worked for you, bro.
I don't take medication. The only medication I take is called cigars.
For a listener that's like new to cigars or might not be as experienced as you guys, going to a new lounge, like, is there any way you guys recommend them picking out a cigar if they don't know about brands or stuff?
If I get a guy that comes in the humidor, right, the first thing I ask him, man, is I ask him what kind of food do you like to eat, and I say, man, are you a spicy food guy? Are you know what I'm saying, is it bland? Are you moderate? Because the palate is the palate, right? So if you eat like a lot of spicy foods, heavy spice, and you drink, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of whiskeys and things like that, then you have a full-bodied palate.
Yeah.
And so I would recommend at that time a full-bodied cigar. But I say, hey, have you smoked before? So if he smoked before, if he hasn't smoked before, then I'll give him something with bold flavor, but not as intense. You know what I'm saying? More moderate, right? I recommend it and try to get him, you know what I'm saying, or her, you know what I'm saying, on that. But it's all a matter of everything that you do, like white wine versus red wine. Do you drink white wine? Okay, I'm gonna give you a Connecticut, you know what I mean, that's very mild or whatever. Do you drink red wine? What kind of red wine you drink? I drink Malbec. Okay, Malbec. Okay, you know, that's a little bolder, fuller red. So I'm gonna give you like a medium body or a Scuro or a Corojo or, you know, some leaf that's a little bit stronger is what I'd recommend for you. What's up, Balti?
No, you know, sometimes you know, I'll get away from AJ. I like a nice Rocky Patel, personally, or the other one, Padron. I'll smoke that. That's a good cigar.
Yeah, there's so many brands out there, man. But at the end of the day, you know, somebody told me the best cigar is the one you like.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's,
And
that's
at the end
key.
of the day, that's it. And a trade secret is this: somebody tells you, "Hey, man, you know, I say, how much time do you have?" I make my recommendation upon that too, because if you got 15 minutes, I'm gonna give you a last call. You know what I mean? If you got, you know, if you got an hour, you know what I mean, I recommend something, you know, that I know is gonna last you, you know what I'm saying, for that time. So now that's when we get into gauges and sizes and, you know what I'm saying, how it's packed. So, you know, it never gets boring. You know what I mean? It never gets boring when you do that.
I think one of the mistakes too that people make too, they often mistake the tint of a cigar, because most people think that all dark cigars are strong. But there are some cigars out there that look like they're Connecticut's, but it could be a leaf in there. It could be, the filler.
Hero,
It could be something in there that has some punch to it. So people have to be careful if you just send somebody in to the humidor and say, hey, just get the lighter. Yeah, get the light ones. But if they're not experienced in that particular cigar and where it came from, you could actually give them something stronger than what you would smoke on a regular basis. So, that's something that you have to be very careful with as well.
It's a lot of interest that go. The difference between the tobaccos, for instance, not just the tobacco, not the leaves in general, but the region. Like, Nicaragua versus Dominican Republic. Like Dominican Republic, the earth is 30% sugar. So you get a lot of sweeter leaves, coming out of DR. But they strong. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with that. You look at Honduras. You know what I mean? The Honduras, they have like a nice little sea saltish, kind of, flavor. They're close, right there on the ocean. Cuban, obviously not what it used to be, but the construction is still, you're not going to get a better constructed cigar than a Cuban cigar, in my opinion, right? The leaf is not the same, obviously, for, whatever reasons, all the reasons that they have going on over there. But the quality of the roll, we sat back there and just looked at it, the weight of the cigar, man, it's just perfect, it's perfection. So, there's a lot of different ways, you can have a lot of interesting conversations just about what you're smoking, sitting alone. So,
that kind of goes back to, like, when you start talking about the construction of the road. So, like, I've spent some time over in Ybor City in Tampa, and that's an experience because you can walk down that strip, and you can go into shops, and like you walk in our humidor, and everything has a label on it, has a ring on it, but they got cigars there that are $5-6
hand rolled,
that are hand rolled, that are flawless. I mean, I'm talking about the construction, the burn, the cold draw, all the way through the cigar. It's so consistent, it's unbelievable.
And that's in like every corner.
Exactly.
Is there like a benefit to smoking a cigar that just got hand rolled in the moment as to something that's been already packed?
No.
Necessarily.
No, not necessarily. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, depending, because when you say hand roll, a lot of them are pre-rolled already, and the only thing you're doing is you're putting the wrapper, on the cigar. If it's something like that, yeah, you can still get that experience, but the cigar needs to sit. It's just like meat that comes out the oven, right? I mean, Ralph taught me that he thinks I cook better than he does.
There we go.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying?
That's another conversation.
Yeah, I'm a better chef, so my meat has more flavor. However, he taught me some things, you know what I mean? And one thing, let the meat rest. Something about when that meat sits down and rest, the same thing with the cigar. It has to rest. It needs to dry out. It needs to, age probably. You just don't want to roll it and then stick it right in your mouth. It's not going to be the same.
Pause.
Huh?
You gotta say pause.
Yeah, I know you've done that. It's not, so, it's you want to take your time, with it. It's a process. And you got to respect it, man. Look, before we smoke this cigar, man, it's gone through, somebody planted the seed, and somebody took care of the ground, It's a long process. And, for that $15 cigar, there's a lot of people that didn't get paid. A whole lot. They got pennies. From what I understand, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's like the roll to Joe did like 10 cents a roll, right? Yeah, so you got people, man, trying to roll 100 to 500 cigars in a day, right, to make some money. You know what I mean? So, we got to respect that. You know what I mean? And, as we're sitting here, we get the final, product. We're smoking and we're enjoying it. But there's a lot of people, man, that didn't make a whole lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, there's one aspect, though, that we haven't talked about when it comes to the cigar, and we kind of touched on it, is the atmosphere. Because you were saying, like the way sometimes you smoke the same cigar today, it sucks, and the next day it's better. I think the atmosphere is so important, and that's one of the things I love about this lounge in a sense that if you go to any other lounge, what got me to this lounge is like you go anywhere you go, you walk in, you get your cigar, you sit down, everybody look at you, whatever, and you go smoke a cigar. But here, it's more like we're all family here.
Right.
Like when you walk in, everybody shakes your hand. You shake everybody's hand. Everybody greets everybody.
Not
It's
everybody,
like,
but
well,
yeah.
we're not gonna go there. But for the 99.9%,
Call out the people that don't shake hands so they can.
they're not tolerated here. They're not tolerated. But the thing is, it's supposed to be a family thing. It doesn't matter if we know you or you don't know you. What I feel for you, what I don't feel for you, it doesn't matter. It's common courtesy to walk in and you greet people and say hello, good morning, good night, goodbye. It's common courtesy. So, but we have that here, and that to me, that's so important in the sense that a lot of times, instead of staying home and doing nothing, I could stay home and smoke my cigar. But it's not the same thing. I'd rather come here,
Right.
and in fellowship and talk.
See, that's the same. When you walk in another cigar lounge, as soon as you pull that front door, you feel it. You know it as soon as you open that door. Because I walked in other cigar lounges, and I'm going there to buy cigars because I'm not here, and I'm going to buy cigars. And as soon as you walk in the door, they look, oh, black guy. I hate to say it, but if you got white guys, Hispanic guys, and a new guy walks in the door, we look here, and when we look, that person's welcome here.
Yeah.
But we all walked in a cigar lounge or walked in a place to buy some cigars and get those eyes. Everybody looking up and they're looking at you. We don't judge a book by its cover. Not in here.
And I'm gonna tell you too, you almost got into a little, thing there, right? And I just, believe this story. I was in California, man, when my son was playing ball in Cali, right? And I'm in California. So I go, and I look up, urban lounges, So one popped up, I went down to the lounge, man. I said, okay, this is live, man. It was packed, brothers everywhere, right? I walked in like I was at Ashes. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing, man? They like, I said, okay. I said, you know what? They don't know who I am, but I'm still smiling.
You gonna work it?
Yeah, I got me a drink, I got my cigar, sat down. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Like, okay. And some lady came and sat in the lap, and then some other people came and sat down, and they didn't greet each other like we do, but they talked to each other, And I was like sitting there smiling. Man, I smoked about a quarter of my cigar, and in my mind, I was like, man, I got to get the hell up out of here. Right. Because I don't know what's getting ready to happen, right? So, fast forward, the very next night, I went to a lounge in Beverly Hills. So, I suited up, boom, 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 I went down to the lounge. I sat in a far corner by the bar, and I'm sitting there. There's some people in there. It wasn't as packed as the other lounge, but there's some people in there, right? So I'm sitting there, I ordered me a drink, and next thing I know, these two fellas, they were, hey, you over there. I'm like, this man, what you doing over there, buddy? Come on, man, come on over here with us. I'm like, oh, man, what's going on here? This is total opposite thing. So I get up, I go over there, and like I said, I won't go through the whole story, but when I say I hung out with those fellas all night long. We left the cigar lounge, went someplace else, had some steaks. They wouldn't allow me to pay for anything, right? At the end of the night, and if he ever watches this, it was a circuit court judge of Los Angeles County, and the other guy was the husband whose wife used to play on 227 on the TV show. And man, they treated man, guy paid for everything, you know what I mean, and took care of me, got my number, and he said something that night, man, that I never forget. He said, man, we might see each other again, we might never see each other again, but we had a great time tonight. And that was the truth, man. And that was.
And I bet you the cigar was the best smoking cigar you had.
Man, you know what? It was good.
Was that the night you got on that cobalt blue suit?
No. That was Atlanta, man. Let's not talk about that, man. So that's why I ain't been back.
So
I had the cobalt suit. Hey.
I contribute that story, I mean, when you sent me out to Las Vegas, and I was out in Vegas, and you set me up at La Casa. So my brother set me up. He dropped the name. So just to go to show you how powerful this little lounge is. It's mighty. I'm all the way out in Las Vegas. He sends out an invite for me. I go out to La Casa and walked in, told them who I was, where I was from. They set me up at a table, smoked Padrones, drank Hennessy XO, and the guy brought me $100 tab, and I was like, man, this can't be my tab. This is wrong, because the 2 cigars alone should have been, that. And then I had like 3 drinks.
Yeah, and so that's expensive too.
Yeah. So but the love. I mean, the way they patronized me. Curbing the table. Making sure that the ashtray, make sure my drink was replenished, and that was a table that was reserved for somebody else. But they weren't coming until a later time.
And we met at the show. Me and the owner of that lounge, we met at the show that year in Vegas, and he's off the strip. So, hey, the cigar family is a powerful family. It's a loving family. It's supposed to be a well knit, family, and we enjoy each other. That's really at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So.
Well, I would say, like, would you agree that, like, cigars, out of all the vices, because drinking can be a vice, smoking can be a vice, but it's more of a higher gentleman, like, it's a classier vice where, like, everybody has an understanding of, like,
Yes.
here to just
Maturity.
more maturity than, like,
No, definitely.
I'm not,
I think at the end of the day, it prices itself out, right?
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, it's not that we're better than anybody, because we're not. But at the end of the day, look, there's no cigar under $7, right? So you smoke every day. Let's say you smoke 7 days a week, all right?
Actually, we are.
We are. We got one. No. So you smoke 7 days a week. That's $49 if you get one, right? That's $50. A week times 4. That's $200 a month. That's as cheap as this habit's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you think about it,
And that's
exactly.
conservative
And
number.
I've been extremely conservative. So, it's a vice that everybody can't afford. So you kind of class yourself out. And like I said, I want everybody to be able to do it. I really do. But it's unfortunate that you can't. But I can tell you, man, I've met some people in here. I would have never met Baltimore. I would have never met. I know it seemed like me and Ralph, like we got a love-hate relationship, but I didn't know this dude. I probably still don't know him. 'Cause he does some real weird stuff. But, everybody in this room I met, except for Cato, through cigars. So it's a powerful vice.
Well, I just want to say, between you and Ralph, Bush, you being
no
Army,
reference, though.
you being a Marine, and then we got the
Air Force, yeah.
You in the Boy Scout.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of everything, But yeah. We get on each other, but and we don't hold it against Ralph that he was a Marine. He obviously has a metal plate in his head, And so but we good to go. We're good to go.
I guess it's all right.
You guys want to shout out before, or anything you want to shout out,
Well, big shout out to Ashes Cigar Lounge. This is the home away from home.
Yeah.
Amen.
Shout out to everybody that's here. And zoom in, man. Shout out to the birthday boy. This is, this is his, 53rd, man. He don't look like it. Yeah, he was just at the club with a bunch of 25-year-olds. But shout out, shout out to him,
Dirty old man.
Shout out.
Dirty old man.
He looks so nasty, man, out there,
Dirty
man.
old man.
He's at the damn club with these young people.
And blended in perfect.
No, he didn't blend in perfect. That boy was gray. You know what I'm saying? He was gray as all get out. You know what I mean? But
I just want to say,
it
buddy,
is what it
happy
is.
birthday, buddy.
And put that in his mouth before he put it back in the paper. That's why he kissed me.